Good afternoon. My name is Kyron Parsons, and this is my video assessment for my Mastery Development and Leadership class. And who I'm going to be talking about is Mozart. I mean, he's the one that I can mostly relate to, most closely relate to, as far as what he went through throughout his life struggles, and what I'm referring to is the Robert Greene's book of Mastery, and some examples that he uses in the book to resonate Mozart as a master is he uses how basically his whole journey from how he had to get over the obstacle of getting over his father, of disobeying his father and going off and doing what he needed to do, what he was passionate about. And I can relate to that because of the fact that I had to choose whether I want to listen to my parents about going into a stable business field and getting that done. But I'm choosing to go a different route, go my own route now, because I've done what they wanted me to do. Now I want to do what I want to do. And another thing that the book really described was his path that he went down, and the path that is he had to really either think about doing what he was passionate and still listening to his father and doing what he had to do for his family, mainly just going with the chancellor and his father and going around the world to do shows. And at one point when he realized he got really ill, he said, enough is enough, it's time to do what I want to do. Yeah, that's why I love him the most, because of the fact that he saw that he was running out of time, and he took that time and changed his way and started to create beautiful music vigorously and at a fast pace. So if he was here, still alive today, there's two questions I will ask him. So one of them is, he even thinks that he has social intelligence to be able to make that communication and pick up on other people's emotions and how and to see what he was doing would affect them. Another one I will ask him is, saw a video in our class, and it said that leaders need to have social intelligence and knowing how others feel and being able to feel to use that more effectively in the workplace. Now, there's three types of thinking. There's three types of ways that people think, and that will be by pictures, by math, or by reading and writing. Now, I will ask him, how did he think? Like, how was he able to think and process information to the point where it was able for him to understand it fully? Because it's really important, because of the fact that that's probably why he was so great at making the music that he did make, because of the fact that he saw things differently that we probably didn't see, or that we probably didn't comprehend or understand. Even though he did go off on the way for sound effects side of things. So when he incorporated into music, it was something that the people never heard of within that time. But it could have been more than that, because he also adopted Johann Sebastian Bach's music. He listened to it and he adapted it. He adapted his music to that to create even more beautiful music and more beautiful symphonies and operas. Looking at the 7 deadly realities, or how I like to call them, the 7 deadly sins, to make sure that I stay away from that can impact my path, my life's task. First one is self-obsessiveness. Now, I understand this is a path that I'm going down, that I'm doing it for me, so I have to be a bit self-absorbed, but not to the point where I completely lose myself and completely gain a huge airheaded ego to the point where I can't realize myself anymore. And the second one that was explained in Robert Greene's Mastery is conformism. Conformism means, should you really be waiting to let your individuality shine through? And that's one of the ones that I think I have to avoid, because that is something that I have done in the past. That's something that I have to avoid, and always show myself, show my individuality, and show that I can do, and show that I have the necessary skills and do what's needed to be done. So thanks, guys. And here's my references.